heads of 45 election management bodies across Africa have converged here in Accra in the last 3 days to look at ways they can address problems of invalid or rejected ballot papers in our elections on the continent. They once saw the proposition of some solutions, including the adoption of electronic voting and redesign of ballot papers to make them user-friendly. Guest speaker for this 9th conference and former Chief Justice of Ghana, Sophia Akufo, warned that the problem of rejected ballots must be tackled immediately to forestall any future consequences.
The democratic process of elections on the continent is at risk of being undermined by the increasing incidence of invalid or rejected ballots.
On this final day of the conference, President of the Executive Committee of the Election Management Bodies, who is also Ghana's chairperson, Jean Mensah, has been updating us on what the decisions are on the proposals. Do you adopt some of these suggestions and impose them on your members, or you leave them to adopt whichever depending on their capacity?
Very much so, because it's based on the context, and therefore you cannot, it's not something that is being forced on members. What we all propose and what we all aspire to is to reduce the number of rejected ballots, and I think that one is a mandate for all of us to take forward and work towards. And we hope that a year from now, when we meet, those who have had elections will be able to tell success stories of a reduction.
She's also revealed that the electoral commissions across the continent are exploring possible means of adopting artificial intelligence in our future elections.
In collaboration with the South African Electoral Commission, the AU and ACAS, the association put together very useful and valuable guidelines to govern and guide the use of social media around elections. These principles have been adopted by members, and several of us have gone on to utilize it. And so in Ghana, for example, we cut down to a large extent our communication budget because we used social media to communicate to the public. We had a lot of videos and skits on the A to Z of our work to educate the public on all aspects of our work and to disseminate information. This went a long way to reduce the usual tensions and suspicions that characterized our elections, and more importantly, it helped us to reduce funds. It helped us to reduce our expenditure. We note that since the adoption, we have the emergence of AI in elections. Very interesting. And I'm pleased to note that our colleagues from the South African Electoral Commission, led by our own friend here, the chairperson, have gone ahead to address these gaps. And they'll be sharing with us, their proposals for our consideration and review in today's meeting.
At a time where elections in some African countries have been marred with violence and court issues, even here in Ghana in 2012 and 2020 election petitions, the Director of Governance and Conflict Prevention at the African Union, Patience Chiraza, is calling for unity among the ECs as well as the African Union in order to strengthen election management on the continent.
There is need to rethink the approach from planning and having a more coordinated approach together with the African Union to ensure that we enhance our collaboration and coordination in the field and avoid duplication.
This conference would also see the election of fresh executive members and president of the Executive Committee of the Election Management Body. We look forward to see whether Ghana's EC chair, Jean Mensah, would maintain her seat as the current president going forward, or she would have a replacement. From the Labadi Beach Hotel here in Accra, my name is James Savage reporting for Joy News.